I'm sorry I put a mic cover on because I feel like that sound was a little too intense. But here we go. I thought it'd be like fun to open a LaCroix, but now I'm just gonna be burping and all gaseous throughout this, so I apologize in advance. Anyways, let's go back to Montana. If you guys didn't know, I grew up in Montana my entire life. Beautiful place. I'm not gonna say anything bad about it because we're just not gonna go there. I said one bad thing about Montana a couple videos ago and my mom was not happy. So I'm trying to keep this woman at bay. So I was 14 and we decided to go on a little road trip to Helena. And when we were in Helena, we were going to go on a hike. Now my family is a hiking family. And to be honest, I think I am too. In the moment, it's the most god-awful thing ever, I tell you what. But once you get to the top of wherever you need to go, it is beautiful. But there are some scary creatures that you can encounter on hikes, including myself on this particular hike. That doesn't make a lot of sense now, but you'll get it. So anyways, we're on this hike, and we're climbing up the mountain. I would say we're about halfway up the mountain. And the mountains in Montana are typically just like dirt, rocks on a trail. And then everything off the trail is trees, bushes, shrubbery, all of that good stuff. I think we went in one of the warmer months, so the trees were blooming. It was green out. The air is like, it's the type of air where the minute you step in Montana or step off a plane or get out of the car, it's like you feel like your lungs are like renewed. All you hoes who are addicted to jewels and shit, go to Montana and take a deep breath. God knows you need it. Who knows, that might be just what you need after that, the jewel ban. So we're up on this mountain, we're hiking, we're about halfway through, and we notice there's these little rocks on the trail. And the rocks are pretty thin, I would say about as thin as a quarter. And so they're easily breakable. You can literally snap them in half, like they're that easy to break. So we started playing this game to see if we could skip a rock and hit a tree, and then the rock would like shatter. So fun, so invigorating, I know. But like when you're on a 3-hour hike, what else are you gonna do? So my family and I are standing here in a line. I would say my mom is at the head of the trail. Then my stepdad, me, and my 2 little brothers. So we're going up the trail in a line. And that's when we start to throw the rocks at the trees. Now the trees are literally to our right, like they're right next to us. You can't miss them, they're right there. But there's also a big drop-off where the trees are. So we decided to stop and just throw rocks at trees, because that's what you do in Montana. And as we're doing it, I noticed my little brothers were like skipping them. You know how you skip rocks on water to see how many times it can skip? I feel like I'm really going into depth about rocks and skipping and stuff, but I swear some of y'all have never seen a tree before, so I gotta like catch you up a little bit, all my city folks. So we're standing there throwing rocks. I'm here, and my stepdad is to my left. And let me just preface this by saying this. Do you see these arms? They are frail, they are weak, and they are not athletic. Yeah, these bad boys can't do much. So I go on this trail. I see everybody skipping the rocks, and I think, why don't I try? So I go to skip a rock, and typically when you skip a rock, you give it a little flick of the wrist. My wrist flicked all the way to fucking Narnia, okay? So I'm standing there, I'm about to throw this rock at a tree. The wrist is about to flick. I have my rock in hand, I'm about to throw it at the tree directly in front of me. You cannot miss it, the tree is literally in front of me. I throw the rock, and I let go way too late. So instead of throwing the rock at the tree, the rock makes a 180 and hits my stepdad right next to me in the face. In that moment, it knocked him out cold. So all of a sudden, I look over. I hear the rock hit his face. and he collapses to the ground. My first thought was that I blinded him because he was so close to me and I threw it so hard. I was like, I took his eye out. He's going to be blind all because of me and his dumbass rock. So as he lay there on the trail, passed out cold, I kind of stood there for a second and thought it was a joke because the way his body flopped was kind of hilarious. But the minute he didn't get up and it had gone on too long, I was like, oh shit, this is not a joke. And that's when my mind started racing. I was like, oh my God, I blinded him. Oh my God, I killed him. I can't go to jail. I'm 14 and ugly. I don't know what being ugly has to do about it, but I was. That's just a fact. I was ugly when I was 14. So there my stepdad is, passed out on the trail, and my mom starts yelling. She starts yelling his name, and I was like, oh, wow, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. So we all run up to him, and he has a little cut on his face, and that's when I really was like, I killed him. I didn't take his eye out. I killed him. I must have hit, some sort of muscle or nerve or whatever artery in the face. I don't even think there are arteries in the face. But try telling that to my 14-year-old self. I just thought I killed him. Unalived him. Can I say that word on YouTube? I didn't actually. I thought I did. So, and I would say he probably laid on the ground for about 10 seconds, but that 10 seconds felt like 3 hours because the whole time I thought he was gone. I was like, I'll see you in this next life. Then all of a sudden, he jumps up faster than he fell. I swear to God, it was faster than he fell. And he looks at all of us and he goes, what happened? Now, in the moment, I was like, oh boy, quit playing games. You know damn well what happened. But I knocked him out so hard that he literally had no idea what happened. So, thank God he was alive. Is that a good trigger? Alive, 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 alive. I didn't kill him. Thank God. 14. Not going to jail. Let's go. So he gets up, says he doesn't remember anything. We're like, come on, quit playing with us. He's like, no, for real, what happened? And I was like, bro, I could have sworn I almost killed you. I thought I either took your eye out or I killed you. So then we start to take a closer look and be like, okay, where did I hit you? Are you good? And on his upper lip, probably right there, there's a giant gash. And I knew that was exactly where I hit him. With the rock. Dwayne, the rock, paper, scissors. Have you guys seen that meme where it's like, Dwayne the rock, Dwayne the paper dude? Come on now, it's not even that funny, but my sense of humor is very stupid. Anything that's dumb, or a joke that's come on, those I find hilarious. Anyways, there's a giant gash in his upper lip, and so we all knew where I hit him. And so my mom is panicking. She's like, what do we need to do? Should we go down? Honestly, I can't even remember if we ended up finishing that hike. I think we did, because this man refused to go to the hospital, even though the gash was deep as hell. So I'm sitting there, I'm apologizing. I'm like, I am so sorry, I'm so sorry. But my stepdad's one of those tough guy type people. So he's like, no, I'm fine. And then we started cracking jokes on the trail because at the time I was a 14-year-old brat. And so we didn't get along that well. And he was like, damn, Serena, are you really trying to kill me out in these streets? And I was like, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to hit you with the rock. I was aiming for the tree. I was like, bro, this is why I'm not in sports, okay? I have no athletic bone in my body. Let's just get that clear. So it was nice to see that you could kind of make a joke out of it. I feel like if it was more serious, we wouldn't be joking. But we were. We're jokesters, okay? So finally we come to the end of our hike and we get to the bottom of the trail. And we're like, okay, what's the move? Obviously you're not okay. The gash was super deep in his lip. And I was like, we need to get this taken care of. Pronto, ASAP, no Rocky. And so he decides to drive to the nearest nearest gas station and get some super glue. Do I even need to explain what he did with the super glue? He glued his lip back together. Men, I don't think it would have been that hard to go to the doctor, but he just wanted a quick fix. You know, to be honest, if you see him today, you can't even tell that I cut his lip open because it literally like blends in with his skin. I was like, damn, are these hospitals scamming us? Could I be using super glue for all my cuts? All my bruises? I don't know why you would need super glue for a bruise. Bruise Jenner. Bruce Jenner is now Caitlyn Jenner. Kate. Keeping up with Kate Kardashian. Okay. I would love to say that after that our relationship grew stronger, but I was still a little Tweety Bopper brat, so I was not close with my parents. And we like to joke around with like family friends and be like, wow, the time that Serena tried to off him. And I'm like, guys, can we not make jokes about that, alright? But that also reminded me, on the topic of moments where I traumatized my stepdad, let's go back a couple of years. So, my mom and him first got together when I was probably 6. Oh, I can feel the carbonation coming up. It's bubbling. It's brewing. Oh my gosh, I'm like a freaking brewery up in this bitch. I've got cider. I've got beer. You know, we're going to stick with cider because cider is gluten-free. So every time I do these ASMRs, hey, chill. Every time I do these ASMRs, I sit on one foot and then it falls asleep, and it's the most painful feeling, waking your foot up. There was one night, it was a couple years, I would say maybe a couple months or maybe a year into him and my mom's marriage. I was probably about 7 or 8, and the house that we lived in, I slept in the basement and everybody else slept upstairs. I know that was the one time in my life I had insomnia because that basement was so scary, bro. It was so scary. So anyways, so one night my mom, I can't remember, I think she was out of town or something, and she needed Geoff to watch us for the night. Now we all already lived together, but it was his first night with us alone. And when I was a kid, I would sleepwalk a lot. There was one time where my parents had friends over and I literally came upstairs and just started stripping in front of them, but bare ass naked in front of all their friends. And I don't remember a single thing because I was sleepwalking. So on this particular night, I was sleepwalking again, and I walked upstairs, up to the kitchen, and that's where Geoff found me, just standing in the kitchen. And he looked at me and he was like, oh, this bitch, she doing that creepy poltergeist shit again. Now, in reality, he was very sweet. He was like, oh, come on, Serena, like, we need to go to bed. And I didn't move. I just kept standing there. So he's like, all right, well, I'm going to take you back to bed because it's late. You need to go to bed. So he starts to pick me up. And as he picks me up, I grab the collar of his shirt with a death grip like no other. He said the strength of it was unhuman. I grabbed his collar so hard that he felt like it was another entity that had grabbed him, because he was like, there's no way this little kid could like grab my collar that hard, like the strength. I was on some like bionic shit that night. I don't even know, to be honest. I grabbed his collar and I looked him dead in the face and I said, in the deepest, most menacing voice, I want Mom. I'm a mama's girl, I guess, but god dang. I think in that moment he died a little inside because he said he was so scared. I've talked to him about it before and he said it honestly felt like I was possessed that night. Like my voice was so deep. I was so strong. Maybe I just like hit puberty within one night and then it went away. Like I had like a blip in the Matrix where they were like, puberty, oh, never mind. So yeah, he said the minute that happened, he kind of set me down and just like walked me back to my room because he's like, I'm not letting this 8-year-old take me out tonight. So then I took him out 6 years later when I was 14. I'm just kidding. I love my stepdad. He's my favorite person ever. But I guess I just had some like internal beef with him at the time. Or something. But yeah, I also don't remember the sleepwalking story. But to be honest, if I was in his shoes, I would be scared of me. Like, why is this creepy bitch like always trying to off me? Whether we're on a hike, whether I'm in the kitchen trying to get her to go to bed, like she's always on one. So I just want to use this also as a formal apology to my stepdad. I love you. So sorry for traumatizing you throughout my childhood. I did not mean to. And I mean, we are closer than ever now. We have a great relationship. So, yeah, just want to say sorry. But also, use these stories for content because, boy, are they entertaining. So, yeah, that's my little quick story time. I had another one planned out, but that one popped in my head, and I was like, I gotta let the people know. So I have a lot more coming up, but let me know what kind of story times you want to see, like what they want or what you want them to involve. I have a couple like odd ones, but I had somebody like roast me on my last one, basically calling me a whore, and I was like, fair enough. Thank you, thank you. So what do you guys want to see? Let me know. I'm here for you, the people, subscribers. Love y'all. Kisses, kisses. Oh, also my mom watched my last video. Why, girl? I told you not to. And then I had to explain to her that that was like almost a year ago that situation happened. So now we're on good terms. I'm just traumatizing my mom and my stepdad. Jeez, I need to calm down. Anyways, cheers. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next